Welcome to another CRAFTMAS. Today we're going to be making a fun little snow globe, mini tree, winter, just like a fun little decor for our home for winter. So I'm hopping over to Creative Fabrica, which is linked down below. I went ahead and I typed in Winter Wonderland, and now I'm just selecting the cut file I would like. So I really like this one, but I think I'm going to go with this one. This one just looks really cute for what I'm going to be making today, and I think it's going to work perfectly for today's project. So we're going to select download. Make sure to unzip the file. If you're unsure how to do this, I have a video right up here linked for you. I will also leave it down below in the description so that you can easily learn how to unzip a zipped file. This way you're going to be able to upload it into Cricut Design Space. Otherwise, it will say document unsupported, and you're going to get frustrated pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and now I'm going to hop on over to Cricut Design Space and get started. So in Cricut Design Space, we're going to jump on over to the area that says upload on the left-hand side. I'm going to select upload image and browse. Now, as I mentioned before, when I film my screen, it does not show, for privacy reasons, it makes sure not to show my file folder. So I just went ahead and selected the unzipped file. You can go ahead and change the image name if you feel you would like to, and select on upload. I'm going to click on the file that I've just uploaded and add it to Canvas. Now that that's done, I need to go ahead and measure my globe and find out how big I'm going to need it so that I can size it on my Cricut Design Space. About 4 inches wide and the height of about 2. Make sure to select this lock button when you're going to change the size. Now you can go ahead and cut this out. If you're not too sure if you want to make like a little background or something, you can absolutely do that. Add whatever you want. I'm pretty happy with how this is, but as you can see in the layers panel, it's all different layers, which means if I go to make it like this, it's going to end up separating everything into what it thinks is the best way to cut it using the least amount of material. So this is what it's going to do, and that's going to be a mess for you to try to organize for your design. So what you need to do is highlight over everything, go on over and select this weld button. The reason I'm selecting weld is because I want my Cricut to cut around this entire design. I don't want it to cut through my little snowflake, especially here because the design has that little middle piece. I don't know why I duplicated twice. So I'm just going to go ahead, select weld, and this way it's all going to be one cut around each little portion instead of cutting through it. So we're going to go ahead and make it. Now if you are cutting multiple colors, instead of selecting weld, you need to select attach. That's going to attach everything a lot easier, and then you can do each color separately. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I do not need to do anything here. We're going to continue. It's searching for my Cricut, so I'm going to turn on my Cricut. Perfect. And the base material I'm going to be using is just vinyl. To find your materials, go on over to where it says browse all materials, type in vinyl, and you can scroll until you find the one that you're needing. So vinyl is what I'm using. I have them starred to make it easier, and then I'm ready to go ahead and cut it out. I'm going to go ahead and grab my vinyl. Now there are a few ways to do this. You could totally cut out the size that you're going to be cutting, but I find for the way that I craft, it's easier to just put the whole roll on, and I personally use less vinyl this way. I waste less vinyl than if I were to cut it out. I tend to just cut it out wrong and it just makes a mess. So I like to do it this way. You do it whichever way you prefer. Load my mat. Make sure to pull your Cricut away from the wall if it's like mine that's against the wall, because it does come through the back and you don't want it to be hitting the wall. It's not going to be able to cut properly. So once it's prompting you to press the flashing C, do so, and away it goes. Once I've cut out my vinyl, I go ahead and I weed it. I love using my weeding pin pen. I would suggest you get one. I got mine from TeckWrap. Here I'm using just my regular Cricut weeding pick, but it is a lot harder to get those fine little fonts and decals when you have this, whereas the weeding pin pen that I use in most of my videos, you will see it in some of my other videos here during CRAFTMAS, it's a whole lot easier. So save yourself some time. I just couldn't find mine this day, but I really wanted to share that with you because this was a really tiny font to deal with, and as you might be able to tell, I actually ended up having to change the decal. This is my second time around cutting it because the first time I couldn't even weed it out. It was just such a mess and so tiny. Now when you're working with things like ornaments, bulbs, round surfaces, but especially circles, it is very tricky to get the vinyl flat without bubbles. So a little trick is to take some scissors, and you'll see me cutting around the transfer tape, and what that does is it makes it so that you're able to kind of bend it and manipulate the transfer tape a little bit so that the vinyl will stick down without air bubbles. When you're pulling it up, pull it up little piece by piece, and then even if you need to use your finger to push it back down, that works really well. I feel like with round surfaces, I really like going with my hands afterwards to push it back down, and it's a lot easier because my hand can go around the circle where the scraper tool really can't. Now I'm taking this faux snow that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be pouring it in this. This snow globe that I grabbed from the Dollar Tree is also water and liquid resistant, I guess you could say, so you can put water in there and you could make a full-on snow globe. I found these cute little trees. I kind of wish I found pink ones. My vibe is all pink this year for Christmas, but this was super cute, and I just hot glued them down. And you could add like little people. They had the whole village set there, so you could really do a bunch of different things, and I feel like these would be really great to sell if you wanted to personalize them. For example, if you wanted to put the Smith family or whatever you want on these would sell really well. So I decided not to put any liquid in there. I went ahead and I closed it up, but I wanted to add a little something. So I went ahead and grabbed some ribbon. I had some black and white ribbon, and I like using something that I have for any season, right? So I got some black and white ribbon also from the Dollar Tree, and I went ahead and just tied a little cute bow. I feel like this really finished the look, and it's going to be a cute little piece to put on either a fireplace or a mantle. Maybe I'll give it as a gift, but I thought this was a really quick and easy little DIY Craftmas idea. Remember, we will be putting out Craftmas videos every single day in the month of December, so join us, craft along with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!